Good morning to our viewers. Good morning from the Cumberland playing field. We're here in this encounter, the Windward Islands versus the Leeward Island team. Sorry for that delay this morning in streaming. Had a little bit of a difficulty with the connection. So we're here now, and that's what's important. Leeward Islands batting first this morning. Score is 87 for 6. Lost a few wickets early. With me in comebacks is Rajiv Roberts to continue this lovely game. This one is pulled straight to mid-wicket just for a single. They lost few of their batters pretty early. Roberts, they will need to do something different to maintain, what they did throughout the T20 version. But the score is not looking too good for them. Pretty sure they will like to have a little bit more on the board, Roberts.
Hey, good morning to viewers of this broadcast. Yes, Kesrick, you're spot on right there. Definitely, Leeward Islands would have loved to get a little bit more with the score on 88 for the loss of 6 wickets, and we are in the 21st over. Afi bowling and bowling well so far for the Windward Islands. Pick up 1 wicket, gone for 14, and she's in her 5th over. Leeward Islands, I saw the encounter between Leeward Islands and Barbados in Park Hill, and the batting, because the bowling is there for them, but the batting just seems to tail away after that T20 tournament. Beautiful delivery there from Afi Fletcher.
Yeah, and there's also the difference in formats. You then have to bat a lot longer when it comes to T20. They have that bashers at the top. That Kiana Joseph, Hector batting in the middle today. So you will need to graph a little bit more because a lot of over. That's a lot of turn. Yeah. Prodigious turn from Afi Fletcher. And this is the problem that she created throughout the T20. And here in Cumberland will go faster and it turns a lot more.
Beautiful again from Afi Fletcher there. And the batters is Moses and Claxton at the crease for the Leeward Islands at the end of the over 21. The score is 88 for the loss of 6 wickets.
They started pretty well this morning, especially against Kiana Joseph, maintaining that line outside the off stump, asking her to hit the ball to the offside, and we know that Kiana Joseph is that type of player that likes to hit the ball through the leg side. So as long as you come down on the line of the stump, she would score. But what they did pretty well this morning, the Windward Islands, is keep it on that 5th stump line in the pitch slow. So she did have some problems to get started with those balls outside the off stump. So I guess that was a plan from the Windward Island team, which was well executed.
As we see Gasper back with ball in hand into her 8th over, picked up 3 wickets for only 21 so far. Bowling well here for the Windward Islands is Aldit Gasper.
What I think she did very well in her spell so far is bowling into the pitch and a lot slower. So most of the time the batters have to put everything into the ball to get it over the line for 6. Hence the reason why she picked up those 2 wickets that she picked up. 2 of those wickets earlier before the stream was on was really flighted delivery that was hit in the air outward to mid-on and long on. Good catches from Karina Noel at that point in time. She took both catches. But when you look at it, the way how she's bowling, it's really smart. She's using the surface. She's going into the surface slow. This one is a little bit wide. Missed out on that one is Moses. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing from her, especially in the 50 over version. In the T20, it was not a lot of time to settle. You have to be spot on. But with the 50 over, you have time to find your errors. If you bowl 1 or 2 bad overs, you still have a lot of overs to make up because it's 10 overs you have to bowl.
Well, good going here from the Windward Islands. So far, already picked up 6 wickets, and we are in over number 22 with the score now on 90 for the loss of 4 wickets. And just a reminder to viewers, there one change to the Windward Islands team, and Zeta is out, and Chanel Mackey is in for Zeta James.
Yeah, she have been struggling with her injuries, even through the T20 version. She was out for a few games because of a small side strain. She came back, and I'm guessing that same side strain is affecting her now. What I would have done, the fact that this one is a bit too short into the pitch, pulling out to mid wicket, is Moses. What I would have done in that instance there, Robert, is if you have someone like a Zeta James, who we know would move on to play for West Indies in not too far future, especially against a Sri Lanka side, what I would have done, she did pick up a niggle, a side strain. Well, that's the end of the over there. The score is 92 for 6. She did pick up a side strain. What I would have done was kept her out of the T20 because it was only like 3 games or so left. Save her, get her well for the 50 over version, because then after the 50 over version she have Sri Lanka coming up, and then they have Australia coming down in March. So you want your players who you know for sure is definitely going to be in that West Indies team to stay fresh, because now she's out of this 50 over. You don't know how bad that injury is now because of her playing on that in the T20 version.
Well said there, Kesrick. Point taken. But also the Windward Islands would have won their first game, and that's against Trinidad. Winning this second one will definitely be good for the Windward Islands team, where she could basically be relaxed and get that rest that she need, and get that treatment that she need for her niggle, as you mentioned earlier. As you see, Leeward Islands taking a quick single there, getting the score now is a 93 for the loss of 6 wickets. Afi Fletcher is in her 6th over. 1 for 14 so far. Really good going here by the Windward Islands.
Yeah, for the viewers, you just have to remember that this tournament is all about points. So what would be very important is a batting and bowling points out of this series. Just remember, it's only 3 days of cricket. So it will be very important if all these teams want to win this tournament. They have to maximize on the points, which is the batting and bowling points, because that's what really matters in this version of the game, this 50 over version. It's not as lengthy as the T20.
Another beautiful delivery outside off sub there by Afi Fletcher. Let that one go by is Moses. I remember the previous game that Leeward Islands would have played against Barbados at Park Hill, Kesrick. Moses and Martin, the biggest partnership for the bad day innings was between Moses and Martin, and that's of 21. At the end of over number 23, the score is now 94 for the loss of 6 wickets. As I was saying, that both batters, the likes of Martin and Moses, had a partnership, and it's the biggest partnership for their innings of 21. And they batted somewhere about 15 overs to get that 21. Barbados basically had control of that game. Somewhat, I think the bowlers, the skipper, or the think tank of the Barbados team should have basically sink that team, Barbados, Leeward Islands, at that point in time. They were 8 down for 30 something.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You need that killer instinct, especially in the back end of the game. A lot of these teams, we haven't seen, much of the killer instinct in the last game that was played here, Guyana versus Jamaica. We saw a bit of that Platina Millington came back in the back end of the game, who is mainly the strike bowler for the Guyana team. Opens the ball with Grimman at times and sometimes with Gajnabi. And she came back at the back end to wrap things up. Jamaica could have only get to just over 70 runs or so. So that was smart thinking, but we still need to see a little bit of the killer instinct. We saw in the T20 this one is hit out to cover. Wouldn't get to the boundary. Good strong throw from Chanel Maki out there on the deep cover boundary. We saw in the T20 version, sometimes we have partnerships of 25 and 30, especially in the back end from the lower order batters, bringing back teams into the game. This one is swept again out to square leg. A shot that we become accustomed to with Josiah Claxton. Anything on the line of the leg stump or middle stump, she looks to sweep it, and that shot brought about some success for her.
Well, one of the better ground to get your debut on is your home ground, and that Chanel Maki definitely will want to give it her all today. Beautiful ball in there again by Gaspar, doing well here for Windward Islands into her 9th over, 26 for 3 so far. The Leeward Islands are now 97 for 6.
You would definitely say good returns from her. Hails from Dominica. Haven't really set the T20 tournament alight, but really sinking in here nicely is Aldic Gaspar, giving Windward Islands a sort of confidence that they would need going into the back end of this innings against the Leeward Islands. You rightly mentioned her bowling into the pitch and slow. So if you need to hit the ball, you need to put all of your force into it. So she's not giving you any sort of pace to work with. You have to give yourself that kind of power to get it over the boundary because of how slow she is delivering the ball. That's the kind of turn, that's the kind of bounce that I'm talking about. That one going to the legs of Chanel Maki, who is at short cover. Not a lot of damage done, just a single.
Just better effort needed there by Maki. Score moves up by 198 for the loss of 6. Afi Fletcher with ball in hand.
This could be close. This is good stuff from Afi Fletcher. Not sure that Moses read that one correctly. Thinking that it pitched outside the line, leg stump. Not sure if it pitched in line, but it was a good shout from Afi Fletcher. Delivering a gem of a spell. Again going across the edge of the bat is Afi Fletcher.
What I do think Fletcher need here now for the likes of Moses Kesrick is get a slip in. Get someone at least a second slip there, because she's definitely beating that edge of the bat of Moses.
You have that packed offside field. You have point, cover, extra cover, and mid-off. I would have asked probably that field at fine leg. Get her into slip. With the ball turning this much, I don't see someone like a Moses look to sweep the ball, because anything on the line of the leg stump or middle stump, she just looks to block. She only tries to play it when it's wide up. From Afi Fletcher.
Beautiful bowling here by Fletcher. Windward Islands are doing well here at Cumberland with the score on 98 for the loss of 6 at the end of over 25. So we are basically halfway stage here at Cumberland. The Leeward Islands are going a little bit slowly. Already lost 6 wickets The Windward Islands, on the other hand, trying to pick up 4 more wickets to restrict the Leeward Islands as low as possible. Back for her final over here is Gaspar to win well for the Windwards. 9 overs, 26 runs, 3 wickets.
Yeah, she continued. This one's a sharp single, just in front of cover. In fact, it's just
What the Windward Islands we definitely want here, Keswick, is to get the wickets off Claxton.
sure if it's a good leave or it was just premeditated because the ball. Trying to flight that one, meeting it on the full. Easy single down to mid-on. Yeah, rightly so. They would want to remove someone like a Claxton who can hit the ball and who can push it along. And she sweeps the ball nicely and she goes down the ground when need to. But being in the position that they're in now, I would expect her to graph a little bit more. Try to get stuck in. Try to take the Leeward Islands to a responsible total. Just remember they only got to 74 in that first game against Barbados. Barbados winning that game comfortable. As the champions of the T20, I'm pretty sure that they're looking to do something different. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to leave at the bottom of the table in the 50 over version. But just a dot to finish that over. Yeah, the score is now 100 for 6.
So at the end of 10 over for Gaspar, she 28 for 3. Excellent spell there by her. As we see, Afi Fletcher back with ball in hand. 7 overs so far, 17 for 1. What I think with the Windward Islands definitely need here is any wicket they get at this point will definitely do good for their confidence going into the second innings as well. And what should definitely be a confidence booster for Windward Islands is winning that game against Trinidad and winning it comfortably, Kesrick.
Yeah, they did pick up some bonus points in that game as well. And what was good about that victory is Afi Fletcher coming to her own, also Janila Glasgow, both batting pretty well for their team, getting a half century. So that was good to see, something that we were really hoping for a lot more in the 2020 version. We did mention it early, Roberts, that we think that they do have a good team. We saw the Windward Island tournament here before this West Indies tournament, and from what we saw, the team that the Windward Islands selected, it's a really good team, picked on merit. Everyone that was selected deserved to be selected in this team today, or in the team that played in the T20 version. Just didn't really perform as expected. This one just tickled a wrong just in front of square leg. But the team that was selected is a very good team, but just didn't perform to the standard that we were expecting. So winning the first game in the manner in which they won it against the Trinidad and Tobago women, coming here and having the Leeward Islands, a champion of the T20, 102 for 6, And if they can go on and win this game, it would only just boost their confidence. And they have already picked up a few bowling points as well.
Point noted, but what I'm saying is the beautiful delivery again from Afi Fletcher. Quick single taken. Mackie doing the feeling there on that occasion. So at the over 27, the score is 102 for the loss of 6 wickets. But I think, Keswick, I don't think that the Windward Islands in the T20 tournament had enough time to prepare for that tournament. They have been playing well for playing together for the last two or so weeks now, and getting accustomed to your players, getting accustomed to individual. It is very important for a unit, and I do want to believe that hence the reason why they are victorious in the first encounter against Trinidad and Tobago.
Gelling is important. Just would like to see this team continue to do well, especially in this 50 over. Chanel Mackie is with ball in hand now. This is her debut, first game for the Windward Island in the 50 over version. Only played 2 games in the T20. This is actually her home ground. Few of the fans here came out to see her first delivery passing just outside the edge. So she know this ground pretty well, understand every single thing that she needs to know about this ground that can make her successful in this game.
Straight down the leg, called wide by the umpire. Another single to the total for the Leeward Islands. What I think they do definitely need here for the likes of Claxton is a long on and a long off, because we know how straight Claxton could basically go, and with Mackie not offering much space to work with, the power of Claxton, Kesrick, we could definitely see some maximum in this over if she get it right.
This one just tickled down to fine leg, wouldn't get to the boundary, don't have enough legs. What I'm looking at is the field setting here, Roberts. Just think that they need to look into it a little bit more. She's bowling that fuller length, and we know class can go down the ground. There's no fine leg in place. Well, there's one now. That's Aldic Gasper is just being employed there at fine leg. Bowling that fuller length can be a little dangerous with someone like a Claxton at the crease. She do takes her time, so she's not that type of player that looks to go helter-skelter, really and truly. She's a smart player. Just thinks that someone like a Chanel Mackie would probably need to use the surface a little bit more. Passing the outside edge again.
Getting use of the wicket here at Cumberland is what the Leeward Islands have not gotten as yet. 6 down. The score 108 for the loss of 6. Bowling well here, start well here for the Windward Islands is Chanel Mackie. Bowling just right outside us off stump to the likes of Moses. Force over wind 4-5. Leeward Islands are up to 108 for the loss of 6. End of the 28th over. And the other games, Kesrick, the one at Park Hill, Guyana has bowled out for 31, and they're coming up against Trinidad and Tobago. So it means that Trinidad and Tobago will need 32 for victory.
I was asked a few times, what is the reason for the low scores in in our female first class tournament. And I tried to answer the question, but I don't think it was enough information for the person to ask a question to go with. So I went back and asked a few more questions of my own of other person who is actually in the tournament, like probably a coach, manager, assistant coach of different teams in the tournament. And that one was a wide delivery, badly lined by Afi. And most of the answers from the coaches or assistant coaches or managers was they don't think that the females are playing enough cricket, because after this tournament there is no female tournament in the Caribbean until next January. So they're of the belief that the females should play a bit more, and the preparation that they were giving to get their team together was a 2 weeks preparation by the board to get the team together to play in this tournament, and they're of the belief that they don't think it's enough, and they don't think that the females would improve to the standard in which you want them to improve with 2 weeks, 3 weeks camp before this tournament. Because what are they doing when they're in their respective countries? For example, like the Windward Islands, that's 4 countries in the Windward Islands. What are they doing in their respective countries when they are not playing for the Windward Island team? For the West Indies team or the West Indies players, it's a bit different. Those players are being asked to come to camp, so they are playing regular cricket after this tournament finished, the West Indies women tournament. After it's been finished, and this one is punched out to point. A good stop by Edward there at point, just in front of point. Now, when this tournament is finished, Roberts, you then have Sri Lanka and Australia coming down. Those are the 2 tournaments right after this. The West Indies female team, they are playing. So someone like a Afi Fletcher, she's continuing. Someone like a Janila Glasgow, someone like a Zeta James, someone like a Claxton, who probably might be in those teams, they are continuing. Kiana Joseph. But what happened to the other females? What are they doing within that time that the cricket is finished? This was a full toss, badly lined on the leg stump, and sweeping nicely. Brings up a boundary for the Leeward Islands.
Very, very good point there, Kesrick. Beautiful shot there again by Moses. Score is now 114 for the loss of 6 wickets here at Cumberland. Windward Island taking on the Leewards. Afi Fletcher keeps searching for that 7th wicket for the Windward Island. And just an update on the score at Park Hill, the Trinidad and Tobago chasing 32 for victory or 24 for the loss of 1. Beautiful delivery there by Afi Fletcher. Hence the reason why I keep calling for that, at least that second slip, Kesrick. You need that second slip.
Yeah, put on your dancing shoes, because Afi is the DJ today. Yeah, full delivery. Punished. Yeah, wouldn't get to the boundary. It definitely should have been 4. It was a badly lined delivery. That's something that we really come accustomed to with Fletcher. Just a single to finish things off, though. The score is 115 for 6.
Nine overs so far from Afi Fletcher, 27 for 1. Really good going there for the Windward Islands. To continue proceeding here is Chanel Mackey into her second over. Force over went for 5. Still searching for her 4th wicket in the Super 50 tournament. Making her debut here at Cumberland on her home ground. Will be bowling to Moses.
not a bad comeback from the Leeward Islands. A nice little partnership brewing here between Moses and Claxton. They just need to be smart. There's a lot of overs left. Just need to be a little bit mindful and aware of what's happening. Shorter delivery, cut out to point, just a single. I just realized the projected score is about 196, and I'm pretty sure with 196 that the Leeward Islands will be pretty confident with the bowling attack that they do have. Just remember the player of the tournament. The T20 version is Shawnee Hector. Picked up a few wickets. This could be trouble. Looking for second. Easily home. It's Moses. So when you do have the all-rounder of the tournament or the player of the tournament playing on your team, it sort of boosts your confidence. You could even see a little bit of a change from the Leeward Islands. Shawnee Hector is now batting in the middle. She opened in the T20 version. So giving it a little bit of depth. This could be trouble. This could be problematic. Yeah, she's gone. Another wicket for the Windward Islands by the run-out route. Both batters was unsure what they're doing. Moses has to go though. Yeah, she has to go. She's gone now for 11. The score is 118 for 7.
Well, what I could say with that run out, Kesrick, when Moses hit that ball, looked up and realizes Afi Fletcher there, she decides she's not going for that run. But with Claxton still there, and the incoming batsman is Minard, who have done well with ball again in hand for the Leeward Islands. She will have to do it here with bat at Cumberland.
Yeah, after a nice partnership building from both batters, Claxton and Moses, sort of giving away their wicket there, I would say. A little bit of an indecision, hitting the ball to short cover. They have been doing it for the last couple of overs, hitting the ball just in front of point and in front of cover and taking singles. Wasn't to be. Afi Fletcher was quick on it. Yeah, losing another wicket is the Leeward Islands. Just a couple more wickets to get for Windwards. Yes, Afi was really quick on it. And I must say it's the movement from her. Full of experience is Afi Fletcher. She was actually feeling on the onside and decided to go on the offside. This one is a little too straight. Just touch it around to short, fine leg. Just a single.
What I will definitely love to see here from Maki Kesrick is bowling. She don't have the pace to walk with. I will definitely see bowl wicket to wicket. She's very slow through the air. But at the end of the 30th over, the score is 120 for the loss of her 7 wicket. Batting for the Leeward Islands is Claxton and Minard. And the back for her final over will be ball in hand will be Afi Fletcher. Really, really good going here by the Windward Islands. See the likes of Noel, Holly Charles, St. John on the field as well. A substitute on the field is Selena Ross. Beautiful again from Afi Fletcher as she is already into her 10th over. The Windward Islands are looking to go 2 up in this tournament, in the Super 50 tournament here at Cumberland. Alfie Fletcher is searching for her second wicket. Beautiful bowling. The Windward Islands have a lot of bowling options. Still, they have the likes of Holly Charles, St. John. They have Noel, Janelia Glasgow, Gilbert, and also the likes of Chanel Mackey. Have so many bowling options. As we welcome Kenroy Martin in the comebacks. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to the viewers of this lovely game of cricket being brought to you from Cumberland Playing Field, playing against the Leeward Islands. Windward was having a pretty good first 50 overs game and doing pretty well here at Cumberland. As Abby Fletcher continues to bowl well for Windward. Really a pretty good spell she's been bowling. I think that's the 10th over she's bowled. She's bowled an excellent spell and really can't complain. Well, she got 1 for 27 from her 10 overs. And just to let you know, all batting for Leewards, it was 1 for 25. Boyles, she got out. 2 for 54. Boys, she got out. 3 for 60. Martin. 4 for 64. Edwards. 5 for 86. Joseph. 6 for 87. Clarkston. And 120 for 7. Moses, she just got run out. So Windward's been pretty well here at Cumberland.
Yeah, well, they're definitely supposed to be doing pretty well with the winning the first game against Trinidad and Tobago. It's a confidence booster for them. Unlike the T20 tournament where they just came out the tournament and haven't won a game. They started off here well in this CG United CWI Super 50 at Cumberland here this morning against Leeward Islands. They're doing excellent, Martin. No, what I would love to see is a Maki. She do not have that kind of pace. We love to see she bowl wicket to wicket here on this ground. Don't give the batters like that no weight at all to free their arms. And with the likes of Claxton still there, that's the big wicket that the Windward Islands definitely will be searching for.
Yeah, Claxton, a youngster, has done pretty well at this level. Expecting much from her. As that one goes through bat and pad into the keeper's glove. Allowed appeal, but not out, says the umpire. Still, the bails were disturbed by the keeper. Score remains at 121 for 7 here, Leeward Islands. Really lovely day at Cumberland. The sun is out in all its glory. Lovely playing field this is. Lush green pastures outside. The bananas, coconuts, all the fruits you could think about are available right in Cumberland.
Mackie's still searching for her debut wicket here. And I think she just got it. As I just spoke, her first wicket in the Super 50 tournament for Windward Island. And she got the big wicket of Jazara Claxton here at Cumberland. It's celebration for the visitors and her fans and friends and family as well as her teammates, Martin.
Well, the local girl has struck gold, really. A beautiful ball just outside the off stump. Clarkson went for the drive. It wasn't really there. Wicket is a little bit slow and she drove it uppishly and that fielder short extra cover. Took an easy catch. And Mackie has taken her first wicket at this level. Something to really be happy about. And Windwards have taken wicket number 8. And Leeward Islands are now 121 for 8 with that wicket of Clarkston going out caught short extra cover.
A new batter to the crease will be Leeward, and she'll be teaming up with Maynard. So 2 spin bowlers at the crease for the Leeward Islands. And the 2 have been doing exceptionally well with ball in hand. But with bat in hand is a different situation here at Cumberland. With the score 122 for the loss of 8 wickets. And we are into over number 32. So Leeward will be on strike. Mackie will be searching for her 2nd wicket in this tournament, making her debut here this morning at Cumberland, her home ground. Her fans, her family, and her friends are here, and she will definitely want to light up this playing field here, Martin.
She goes outside the off stump, punch to covers, being supported heavily by the spectators. Just to let you know, we're in the north of the island. Here in this game, we're at Cumberland playing field. Playing field that is owned and supervised by the National Lotteries. They're in charge of this ground on the northern side.
Trinidad and Tobago have won that game against Guyana by 9 wickets. Yeah.
Thought that you would have been there, innit?
Yeah, well, I definitely love to be at Parkhill this morning, but unfortunately, I have to drove all the way to Cumberland to witness this matchup between the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands. We're talking about the combined islands together, Windwards and Leewards. And at this point, would you want to say it's even Steven here for the game so far, from what we saw so far in the tournament?
No, I think Windwards is really ahead. They have really taken the authority within this game. They have bowled well, they have fielded well, and they have taken 8 wickets so far. In a 50 overs encounter, you're 122 for 8. You can't say in a good position, really, against a team who scored out 226 in their first game. So a pretty good effort there by them. They are playing some excellent cricket in this tournament, in this segment of it. That is, they had a really poor T20 tournament, and it's good to see them come back and playing some good tournament. As Glasgow comes back to wrap up the tail end, she comes and hit right on the spot on the off stump. No run to extra cover.
This is excellent from the Windward Islands, Martin. Excellent from the Windward Islands thinking camp to bring back their seam bowlers here with the likes of Claxton back in the dugout. You have the likes of Leeward and Minard at the wicket. Saw both of them in a small partnership at Parkhill a few days ago that tried to push the Bajans, but the Bajans had the better of them in that encounter.
Well, there are no rabbits with bats here, honestly. And they could use their bat as well as they could use the balls as well. So they're pretty good all-rounders. But as you mentioned, the skipper, Glasgow, today, she has brought herself back to get this extra 2 wickets for at least as possible as she straight on the leg for a wide and extra delivery. Something that you don't want to do too much of.
What I'm hoping here from the Windward Islands is that they have pace from both ends, because we are into the lower order of the Leeward Islands. 8 wickets down already. And the situation here is the same as they were playing in a Parkhill. 8 wickets down. A partnership about 21, Martin, takes the Leewards up to 70 plus, tracing a total of 140 odd. Beautiful bowling there by Glasgow.
Yeah, right on the money. Came back, started positively. And that's the thing you should do, wicket to wicket. Real pretty good bowling here by Glasgow. She's the captain for today. The original captain is out. Still no seeing some injuries. So a good move by her, I think, to wrap up the tail of the Leeward Islands team. Really good bowling, steady, wicket to wicket. The wicket is not too fast. It's a good batting track. So the important thing is that you bowl wicket to wicket, stumps to stumps, and try to limit the batters to the least score as possible here.
Well, you don't have to have the pace to take wickets. That's something I know of. And with you with bat in hand and me with ball in hand, I'm looking to get your wicket while you looking to do something different. And misfield there by Selena Glasgow, who have a good T20 tournament. And she's a substitute fielder here for the Windward Islands in this encounter against the Leewards.
Yeah, some really poor feeling there by Glasgow. Easy, really 1, 2, 3 thing. Basic feeling. And it goes through the leg of the fielder and gives her an easy single. And really, not something you like to see. But it has happened in this tournament too often. At this level, that shouldn't be happening, really. But it's cricket. And that's the level of cricket that we are playing in the West Indies at this time. Unfortunately, that's the case. As that one goes through into the keeper's glove, not bouncing much anyway. That brings the end of the over. For a good over there by Glasgow. And after the end of 33 overs, is 124 for 8.
Beautiful going here by the Windward Islands. As we see, Mackie will continue from the river end. Still searching for her second wicket in the CG United CWI Women's Super 50 tournament here at Cumberland. She'll be bowling to Maynard, trying to get her second wicket. Already bowled 2 overs, I think. Picked up 1 wicket. Beautiful catch by Afi Fletcher there to get her first wicket. So she bowled 2 overs for 12 runs, picking up that lone wicket so far.
Oh, this one is having a go at that one. Miss it completely into the keeper's glove. As Mackie continues to bowl here. This is a home ground, really, so she knows it pretty well. Most of her cricket has been played here at Cumberland. So a dot delivery to start proceedings. This one is in the air. Would she be out? Oh, she's out. She's out caught. I thought that she overrun it. And really she jogged back just in time and got those hands up and took a pretty good catch. Made it difficult, really. But a simple catch. Good catch by her in the end. And they have lost wicket number 9, Leeward Islands. And a second wicket to Mackie.
Speaking about difficult, Martin, I think Mackie is definitely making it difficult for the Leeward Islands because that ball have the outswinger on it. She don't have the pace, but swinging away from the batsman and in full drive, definitely get that outer portion of the bat. And a second wicket for Mackie, who is making her debut here at a Cumberland playing field, her home ground. Picked up her second wicket, 12 in her third over for only 12 runs.
And with that, the players have taken a break here, and we'll take a break here at Cumberland. And we'll be right back to bring you more coverage in this game between the Windward Islands and Leeward Islands in this, the second round of the West Indies Women's Super 50 tournament at Cumberland.
Welcome back here at Cumberland playing field, witnessing the matchup between the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. Leeward Islands 124 for 9 in 33.2 overs. Picking up our second wicket on debut is Chanel Mackey, who is 12 for 2 from 3.3. And in the other games, Trinidad and Tobago has won their game against Guyana by 9 wickets. That's at Park Hill and at Sand Hill. Jamaica 102 for 4 of 31 overs played against Barbados. Back here at Cumberland, another dot ball to start proceedings. The new batter is Aliyah Weeks, and she's teaming up with Leeward. Good going here from the Windward Islands. Mackey searching for her third wicket here on her debut. Will definitely do good for her confidence as we see that one slides down the leg side. No signal by the umpire. As welcome Kenroy Martin back in the come box.
Well, Mackey doing well for Windwards here. Doing well on a home ground. Not fast bowling, but gentle medium as we normally say. As she continues to bowl for Windwards. And at present, Leeward Islands are 124 for 9. 124 for 9. And you were given the updates on the other games so far. The game in Park Hill was finished pretty early. Guyana getting bowled out cheaply. And their neighbors, Trinidad and Tobago, got that for 1 wicket. And the other game in Sand Hill, pretty much evenly poised. And this one in Cumberland, in my opinion, winners have taken control of that. Just 1 more wicket to dismiss the Leeward Island team. As skipper Glasgow comes back. Bowl a pretty good return over. And continues to bowl here for a team. 124 for 8 for 9. So and it's hit with some power. She puts a big foot out, like Hulk Hogan wrestling. Put the big foot out and stops it early. Couldn't get any further than that. She stops it. And some good feeling in the end. So Glasgow looking for this final wicket. She has 1 wicket to her name already, Glasgow. Before this, she had 1 for 20. Continues to bowl another dot delivery. Gloucester, she has 3 for 23. Noel, she has 1 for 14. And Mackey, she has 2 in the bag. Fletcher, she got 1 for 16 in her spell. 10 overs she bowled. This one is played circumspectly to Fletcher. So Glasgow is bowling to Weeks. 57 on her back, runs away from us. Stifled appeal again. So it's Leeward Islands, the champions of the T20 tournament, not having such a good 50 overs tournament so far. Been defeated in the first game against Barbados. Outplayed by Barbados in the first game. And now they're under tremendous pressure here from the Windward Islands, who didn't have a pretty good T20 tournament. They are doing well here against them. 124. This one is flicked in the air. She's out caught. Pitched on the legs. Weeks trying to go through mid-wicket. Found Mackey in the way. And she's out caught. Can't keep Mackey out of the game. Can't keep Fletcher out of the game. And Glasgow has picked up wicket number 2. And Leeward Islands are out for 124. 124 all out.
124 all out is the Leeward Islands. The Windward Islands will need 125 for victory if they are to go 2 from 2 in this CG United CWI Women's Super 50 here at Cumberland. Really and truly, Martin, Mackie. I would definitely love to see Mackie with bat in hand. If she get that opportunity, it would be nice to make your debut on your home ground. You already picked up wickets. You already take a catch. You did some exceptional, some good feeling. With the bat in hand now, I would definitely love to see she get some runs on the hot.
I think you're a fan of Mackie.
Well, I'm a fan of people making their debut and being counted for it.
Well, an excellent game here by Windwards again after scoring 226 against the team in Sion Hill. They really outplayed the Trinidadian team there, beating them handsomely. And they're here again at Cumberland, bowling out the Leewards for 124. So 124 all out here at Leeward Islands in their second game. It's all up for the Windward Islands now to go and bat and get these runs. And really kudos to them. Well bowled to their team, well led by Glasgow. Just to let you know that Gusta, he got 3 for 23. Glasgow, she got 2 for 22. Noel, none for 14. Mackie, 2 for 2. And Fletcher, she got 1 for 16 from her spell. Excellent bowling from her. And really nobody troubled the scorers for the Leewards. And excellent game here by Windwards. They have to get 124 to win. And we will take a break here and return for the second half of this game between Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands in the West Indies 50 overs tournament played here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the northern side of St. Vincent, Cumberland, picturesque Cumberland. We'll be back to bring you more coverage.
Yes, we're back here at the Cumberland playing field to continue this encounter between the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands. Leeward Islands batting first, only get to 125 or so. Windwards is doing their batting now. And the crease is St. John and Edwards. Both will be responsible for getting the Windward Islands off to a start, and someone who knows a bit about getting off to a start with me is Mr. Kenroy Martin out of St. Vincent.
Good evening to you, Keswick. Good evening to the viewers again. A really interesting encounter here between these two teams. Windward's having a pretty good first half. Leeward Islands looking to skittle them out for under 125. But they had a pretty good game to start this 50 overs. Yeah, much confident team. 226 in their first game, and they're looking to replicate that.
Really a good start in the 50 over version from the Windward Islands. Lovely outswinger from Claxton. He usually likes to use the fuller length early in the innings because of the outswing that she possessed. So we would tend to see her bowl a little bit fuller. Change of batting order for the Windward Islands. We didn't see this in the T20. St. John is up top now. Saw a bit of Edwards in the top order for the Windward Islands in the T20. So we're accustomed to seeing her at the top. Not accustomed to seeing St. John though. But such a good start from them in the T20 version. They would want to carry on. That hint of outswing again. The good thing about the start that the Windward Islands had in the 50 over version is two of their senior players getting to a good score. Janila Glasgow and Afi Fletcher both playing for the West Indies team. So it's good to see when your senior players do stand up and score runs for you.
Stifled appeal there to finish the over. As you mentioned before, it is good to see the senior players stand up and play cricket for their teams. Afi Fletcher and Janelle Glasgow doing that for Windward Islands. A really good thing to see. As we enter our second over, it's 2-out last Windward Islands. Not too sure about the juggling of the Windward Islands team though. They have not really keep a constant team playing because of the bad performance in the T20, but to start the 50 overs, they had a pretty good game. So wondering why the changes really, but the coach is the one responsible for such. He would know why. But pretty good day for cricket. They have done well with the ball. Hopefully they will do it well with the bat as well.
Something that we saw the Leeward Islands did pretty well in the T20 version is sticking to what worked for them. Even though sometimes it did not come off. With ball in hand now is Shawneesa Hector, the player of the tournament in the T20. We're getting to see her on show again in the 50 overs. Didn't do a lot with the bat yesterday, well in the last game and this game. But certainly bring the T20 tournament to light. Smashing 2 half centuries and picking up the most wickets as well. Also picking up 9 catches.
Yeah, an outstanding player for the Leeward Islands team. And she has continued to play really good cricket. She has continued to really market herself very well in this tournament. Much today, but she has a new ball in her hand, looking to create an impact in this game pretty early. 2 of the better fast bowlers in this tournament, Clarkson and herself. Pretty good. Hitting the bat hard as well, hitting the hard lengths. Continue to do so. As this one just comes off the wicket into the keeper's glove with some pace as well. Brilliant bowling.
Good carry from her. Certainly. Keeper like Boyce. Keeping to someone like a Hector. not gonna be bending a lot because everything is coming waist height or above the waist, which means it's good carry, good pace on the surface. Nicely behind of that one. Something that I can't understand is we have Boyce, who is the keeper for the Leeward Islands team. She's from Trinidad, haven't made the Trinidad team and decide to take a talent to the Leeward Islands. And remember now with the franchise system in the Caribbean, we are allowing that. But she's such a talent. She's such a good player. Looking at the Trinidad team, and this one is flicked out to just in front of square, just a single. Looking at the Trinidad team, I'm pretty sure with someone like a Boyce in that lineup with a Cooper and with the senior players such as Mohammed and Kirby, you definitely would have a stellar team. And with someone like a Ramnat, who is coming on nicely as a young player, certainly would have been a good batting lineup with Boyce in that lineup. But over the years, she has fallen out with the selectors in terms of selection. She's now playing for the Leeward Islands and doing a fantastic job with gloves and bat for them. At one point in the T20 version, she was the number 1 run scorer. This could be out. This could be out. Usually picks up early wickets. Edwards always find herself in that position. Anytime the ball is on the line of the stump, she don't really present a shot or gives a shot or play a shot. She likes the weight, but this time Hector, first blow for the Leeward Islands. She picks up the first wicket. Edwards have to go.
Well, a good ball pitched on the stumps. Didn't make much height. Edwards missing it completely and hitting her right in front of the stumps. The first wicket for the Leeward Islands. Leeward Islands are a pretty confident team as well. And they believe in themselves. So they continue to work as a team. Not because they got 23 runs, 24 runs. They would just come and lie down for the Windwards. They are the defending champions. And they would come and fight for their game here. That brings Abby Fletcher to the crease. And if you get Abby Fletcher now, you would be seeing a different story, really. When it comes to this game, the senior player, she has scored 62 runs in the last innings, along with Glasgow got 76. So it's very important that both of them put on a partnership here. Or Leewards may find themselves in a pretty decent situation going into the 4th and 5th over.
Just remember, this tournament is mainly about points. And a lot of points. You can find those points in the batting. And now to the pitch. And given the treatment.
Yeah, excellent shot there. A shot of authority by St. John. It was short outside the off stump. And she pounced on it and punched it to a backward point. The fielder tried to get to it, but it was hit with so much power that she just couldn't get to it. And they rushed over the fence for a lovely shot by St. John.
What I like about that shot as well is her getting closer to the ball. She didn't pull herself away. Usually you will see these females cut the ball and pull themselves away, even in male cricket as well. Yeah, but this time getting into the cut, getting on top of it. Yeah, she tried to keep it down, but what worked for her in that shot was the power that she hit it with. Yeah, got herself a boundary on the Windward Islands, a deserving boundary as well.
Really said that she's here to bat. Cut it with a lot of power. Tells you her mindset as well with that shot.
Yeah, look a lot better in the 50 over version is St. John. Someone that we think had some really good talent. We saw it in the 50 over tournament, the Windward Island 50 over tournament. That is Amaya Gilbert from Dominica. Also, St. John is from Dominica as well. So both play for the Dominica team in the Windward Island tournament. She do have some talent, hits the ball nice down the ground. There was a game between St. Vincent and Dominica where Gilbert and St. John batted to the end and scored some runs for Dominica. opens the face nicely, running it down to third man. Just a single it should be. I don't think they would be looking for a second. So she looks a lot better in the 50 over version. Opens the face nicely. It's not everybody can play the T20. The 50 over is more of a relaxed game. You have time to score. You can grind. You can soak up a few dot balls because you can always go heavy in the back end. But the T20, you don't have that much time. It's all let's get runs and get it going.
So the big broad bat of Fletcher brings that over to an end. With a pretty good over there. Ball by Clarkston. But St. John looking really solid in this tournament. In this version of the game. Technically she looks good. And really, she should go on and score some runs for the Windwards. But it's left up to her. Really is a mindset when it comes to cricket. Mind over matter. Bat long as possible. Occupy the crease. Once you occupy the crease, you'll get the runs. But an important partnership here between these two. It's very important that these two put on a decent partnership to set the platform for the others.
Shawnee is to continue. Nicely behind it. As I mentioned, she looks a better player in the 50 over version. Her technique looks more in line with what she wants to achieve. Yeah, a short ball pulled out to square leg. Yeah, she was on top of it this time. It was short into the pitch. Something that Hector likes to do. She likes to use the middle of the surface. Yeah, but she was equal to the task. St. John gives her another boundary.
Yeah, short delivery. She was in position pretty early. As I said earlier, the mindset made that she has made up her mind that she wants some runs today. She's very positive as well. So a really good shot by her. Short delivery, punks it on a true square leg for 4. Pretty good to see from St. John.
Yeah, hard length into the pitch again, just stuck wrong to square leg. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from St. John. A lot better. As I mentioned, it's not everyone can play the T20 version because sometimes you play T20 and as soon as you want to hit the ball, you lose your shape. And then you mistime the ball. You can't get it to get across the line. But when you're playing the 50 over, because you have so much time, yeah, your technique is a lot better. You play a lot straight, and that is what we're seeing here from St. John. Yeah, it's nicely played out to the sweet boundary by Afi Fletcher.
Yeah, full delivery. That's what Fletcher wanted to get off the mark. Stroke it lovely through covers, picking up 2 runs. As I said, she will not miss out on those deliveries. She's been batting pretty well through the T20 and also the 50 overs. Played a very good innings as well in the Windward tournament. Ooh, this one is bold. Yorker length. Squeezes it out. It's a good delivery there. Fletcher, one of the better players in this tournament. She's been around for a pretty long time. And Windward's needed to stay as long as possible at the crease to get to this 125.
Not really a steep hill to climb. Especially you have 300 balls to get to it. But still you have to do it in a responsible manner. Just remember that the average score in the T20, this should be a no ball. It was a full delivery. Definitely a no ball. Free hit awarded to St. John, the one who looks like they are more aggressive.
Yeah, this is a good time for her to free her arms and take on the field, really. And no ball bowled. Fletcher just squeezing it out to square leg. A free hit on offer.
Yeah, what's gonna happen with this free hit now? Yeah, just asking that square leg fielder, sorry, that fine leg fielder to come around. So she's sort of bisecting fine leg and square.
Yeah, I do think so. She's going to hit the deck and see what she does.
Try short. I didn't really get as high as she would want it to, but it was hit back down the ground, not with a lot of power, straight to mid off. Just a single.
Love to see that from a fast bowler, though. Backing yourself to put it into the deck and see what the batsman does. And she really bowled a pretty good delivery. Hustled on to St. John as well. And she didn't make use of that free hit. And a good end to the over. And at the end of the over, it is...
Yeah, Claxton is with ball in hand again for the Leeward team. We saw this a lot from the Leeward Islands in the T20. Claxton and Hector bowling all the power play overs. And I'm guessing what they're doing here is making sure that two bowlers, the two better bowlers, bowl, get them early in roles. Because if they can do that, they do have some spinners that can maintain or tighten the screws. Because we realize after the field is being spread in the T20, a lot of batters couldn't really get it off the square or even find the boundaries. Yeah, shorter delivery, pulling it down to mid-on. Yeah, just a single. It was short into the pitch, not as fast as probably Afi would have anticipated, but it was pulled down on the ground. You could have seen her effort to get it on the ground, just for a single though.
I love the aggression of these fast bowlers, despite the slowness of the wicket hit in the middle of it.
Short into the pitch again, just cutting it out to cover. No run on offer though. Was hit straight to a fielder. I want to shout out the directors here at the Cumberland playing field. Work tirelessly to make sure that they get the stream up. Saw her cutting grass as well to make sure that she cleared the wires so that we can have some cricket being streamed here at Cumberland. So shout out to the director and the camera folks here at ITFX, making sure that we have good camera work and good angles. Nicely touched out to short cover. It's the soft hands from Afi Fletcher. So the Leeward's team, really and truly, is a team that you really can't slight. As long as they have a sniff of victory anywhere in their innings, their bowling innings, they always keep digging through. And you don't want to give them that opportunity of getting a wicket because they can go through cracks. They're like water. Wide delivery. Every time you give them a sniff of digging into your batting lineup, they find a way to creep through every hole that they can creep through. Version. Hence the reason they went straight to the tournament without losing a game. Dot to finish things off, and the score moves up to 22-1.
Yeah, good change of place by Clarkson to end that over. And you can see that she's thinking as well while bowling. So really good bowling by these two fast bowlers. It's 22-1. Here, Windward Islands in reply to Leeward Islands 124. And really, a good game on hand. The spinners are the ones who normally do the trouble, cause the trouble for Leeward Islands. And automatically, as I speak about that, here comes one. Left arm spinner around the wicket. So the introduction of the spin that really causes some trouble in the tournament. So Fletcher is there. She sends her helmet out to the pavilion. She will be doing battle against the spin for the first time.
Yeah, the introduction of Kiana Joseph. Bowls a left arm spin. Soft hands again from Afi Fletcher, turning over the strike to St. John.
Yeah, that's smart cricket by Afi Fletcher. Knowing that this Leeward's team is not as brisk as probably a Barbadian team or a Guyana team, they are really playing it well inside and calling for the singles and doing well as batters calling. So really good cricket by these two. 23-1 Windwards in reply to Leeward Islands 124. So Joseph continues. Flighted delivery again. Good start here by Joseph. Again, she's on the money. That is what the Leewards want from her. She could bowl a spell as Afi Fletcher did for the Windwards. That would be exceptional for the Leeward Islands team. Ooh, that's a good one. Into the keeper's glove of boys. Took it, had some bunks on it as well. So some good punches from the wicket as well here for Joseph. This one is just tickled from the off stump to the leg stump, and another single being scampered by these two. That brings you over to an end. At the end of this over, it's 23-1. Leeward Islands versus the Windward Islands here. Leeward Islands been bowled out for 124.
Yeah, well, it's another bowling change for the Leeward Islands. Looks like Maynard now. I usually see the Leeward Islands change their bowling in this manner. It is something like it's a norm for the Leeward Islands. Rarely you will see them bowling spin and pace together. Always try to bowl pace and pace, spin and spin. You rarely see them doing that. Yeah, flighted delivery, stroke down the ground nicely. Yeah, challenging the boundary. Yeah, and it do get there. It's a nice shot. Yeah, really nicely played. Pushing it down the ground, all timing. Yeah, good connection as well.
Yeah, lovely execution there by St. John. It was flighted. She got close to it and drove it through mid-off, beating that field off mid-off and into the fence for four. Lovely shot by St. John. Good timing as well. Oh.
Yeah, she normally do. As she normally do. Celebration City for Maynard. Yeah, that one pitch just outside the line of the foot stump. A little hint of spin, and that's all it needed to take the Bills off. Yeah, opening up that gate a bit too much. Isabini St. John trying to replicate that shot that she played a while ago down the ground. Yeah, only moved the air. Yeah, celebrations for the Leeward Islands. Ebony St. John has to go.
Yeah, she just held that one back a little bit more, bowled it a little flatter. St. John went to play on the off stump, missing it completely through the defense and taking off the bail. And Windward Islands have lost wicket number 2 to the ever consistent skipper. Continues to take wickets in this tournament. It's 28 for 2. 28 for 2. Windwards looking for 124. But these are the two bowlers who normally creates the pressure and gets amongst the wickets. She was played some lovely shots, but unfortunately played on the wrong line and being bowled by Maynard. And this one is short as she punches through cover. She's calling for one. Don't think so. A good over here for Leewards, including a wicket. So Maynard, as per usual, comes in, bowls tight, gets wickets, and Leewards have picked up their second wicket at 29 for 2 here at Cumberland. 29 for 2 as Fletcher and seeing the number 17, not to clear off the name, so Joseph will be bowling a second over. Oh, flighted delivery. She missed it. I think that's a missed opportunity for Bryce.
Yeah,
well bowled.
Missed opportunity there. Yeah, it was flighted on the leg stump, and instead of trying to go down the ground, tried to play it through the onside. I mentioned Amaya Gilbert, and I think she's a talent that would definitely grow into her own given time. Hits the ball nice down the ground. Really good technique. She's still pretty young, so I think in a matter of a few years, someone like a Gilbert will be a senior player for the Windwards and can carry on.
And this is where the Leeward Islands is so good. They play so good under pressure. The spinners, the team itself, very relaxed. Never allow the game to get to them. Just come and do their jobs. Just like what these bowlers are doing, keeping it nice and tight. A lot of dot deliveries. Reversing the pressure onto the batters.
Normally for the Windward Islands, you would probably get someone like the main skipper for the Windward Islands coming in, maybe at 3 or 4, which is Zeta James. Yeah, we mentioned that she was injured this morning, but news came to us that she is actually not injured, having a bit of flu. So she's fighting a little bit of illness right now. Hopefully she will be back for the last game. At the end of the over there, just a dot to finish things off again. The score is now 29 for
maiden over ball been bowled here by Joseph. So the screws are being tightened here by the Leeward Islands team and the Windward Islands team. Fletcher have not seen the strike for a little bit. She's now on strike against Maynard, who's been very consistent in the way that she bowls. And she's been very consistent in taking wickets as well.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier, Martin. You do not want to show them any cracks in your batting lineup, because they're like water. They can go through any cracks, and so you do not want to give them that sort of opportunity, because they're a team that they can bowl you out. We saw that in the T20, what they are capable of doing. This one just hit on the up by Gilbert. not really getting to the pitch, so just hitting the outside half of the bat, just bubbling to point just in front of Claxton. Yeah, a lot of these players would have preferred the 50 over version. Just want to ask Martin, what do you think would have been more fitted for these females to play? You know, having or wanting them to be the players to go on in the future. What do you think is more fitted for these females to play, whether it's 50 over or T20 cricket?
The T20 is exciting, but you have to learn the art and craft of the game, and the 50 overs give you a little bit more time so that you could adjust and accommodate what is happening. So I think the 50 overs is much more suitable for these women. So you could actually organize yourself in a proper manner as they scamper another single to bring the main ad over to an end. It's now 30 for 2. But it's a department that we have to look at, whether it's beneficial to us playing T20 or playing the longer version.
Yeah, I still think a lot of these females are still in the learning stage, and it may sound a bit strange that you're staying in stage at this level, because you're expecting females playing the cricket at this level should understand and know what they want to achieve and know what they're about. But I think the 50 overs is a bit more fitted because, as I rightly mentioned, when you look at a St. John in a 50 overs and you look at her in a T20, it looks like two completely different players. Because in the T20 version, she loses her shape a lot trying to look for power. But she looks a lot straighter today. Her techniques look more sung. And that is because she's not rushed. The T20 is a fast-paced game. So you need runs and you need it now. So someone like a Kiana Joseph, who is bowling now with batting hand in a T20, she likes the ball on the bat, so she can be very dangerous in T20. But with the younger females who are just coming into a lot of these teams, you want to give them time to bat, and when they understand what is going on in the 50 over version of the game, then they know what they're about and know what stroke they can play and where they can access power from, and that's when you can invite them to the T20.
Yeah, like Kiana Joseph, Harvey Fletcher, these players know their strengths and their weaknesses, and they came about by playing at the longer version, playing a lot of games, and they have understand their rules and their function. This one, she's sneaking another single. She could be in trouble. Oh, direct hit, she's in trouble. Direct hit. The umpire is still there, unmoved. But that dreaded finger hasn't come up. So she's rather safe. But a pretty close one there. A pretty close one there for St. John. But some good feeling from that fielder at short extra cover. Direct hit. Always a problem. But she got home safely, says the umpire. 33 for 2. His Maynard continues to bowl.
Yeah, a little bit of excitement in that last delivery. It's the end of the power play. I'm not sure if the umpire is just realizing it.
So Maynard continues to bowl pretty well for Leewards. A lot of dot deliveries being bowled here, keeping things rather tight. Windward's finding it difficult to get to the boundary, but they are picking up the singles, which is pretty important at this point. Another one being driven straight to the fielders. So these two bowlers for the Leeward Islands bowling in tandem here. Maynard and Joseph continues to bowl well for the Leeward Islands team. Maynard always gets a wicket, always keeps the pressure on the team, does a fantastic job with the ball. 34 for 2. She's hitting that mid-wicket, falling short of the fielder. Looking for maximum there. Not timing it well, but picks up another single. So Fletcher is now on strike, turns it to mid-wicket, and she's hustling for a single there, but was turned back by the veteran Fletcher, who says stay at the crease. That's the end of the over. At the end of over number 11 is 35 for 2. Leeward Islands versus Windward Islands, looking for 125. So, Joseph continues to bowl as I welcome back Rajiv Roberts into the commentator's booth. Welcome back, sir. How was lunch?
Yeah, happy to be back. Lunch was awesome. Happy to see that the Windward Islands are doing well here with a score on 35 for the loss of 2 in the 12th over. Kiana Joseph with a ball in hand. Haven't picked up a wicket yet. Bowled a 3 overs for only 4 runs. Doing well here for the Leeward Islands, and her partner on the other end of Maynard is doing well as well. And Martin, one thing I could say, anytime the Leeward Islands need a wicket, they turn to Maynard.
Yeah, she is that part of person. And this time when she bowled, wow! A flighted delivery. She went forward, played around the long line, and she's gone bold. Joseph, another wicket falls.
Well, it wasn't a bad ploy by the Windward Islands, and happy to see that Gilbert get all the knack in this innings, chasing a total of just around 125 for victory. They are 35 now for 3, as we see the captain for the Windward Islands, Janila Glasgow, making her way out in the middle to team up with Afi Fletcher, the legendary Afi Fletcher. So both batters, Martin, they definitely got to bat and bat deep if Windward Islands are to be able to overhaul this total.
Yeah, the Windwards are heavily dependent on these two to get them over the line. I was speaking about the way that the team has been adjusted on several occasions, winning a game, not keeping the same format. It's a lot to think about, really. They had a pretty good game against their opponents in the last game. Trinidad and Tobago scored 226, and really to see the changes that was really done this morning, it's left much to be said.
Well, chopping and changing a winning team like this, I just don't I don't understand the logics in it. But from the management point of view, they will probably have a better clue of what they are doing.
Well, it's 35 for 3. And their 2 senior batters are at the crease. That is Janelle Glasgow, who is the captain for today, vice captain, and also Avi Fletcher. But Joseph and Maynard are the 2 main bowlers for the Leeward Islands team, and they have basically 7 overs apiece to bowl. Joseph just getting that excellent wicket. So she will be bowling to skipper Glasgow. It's a big broad bat of Glasgow. Seems like she's been batting since last night. A really good start out of the middle.
Well, she have been batting since the day before when they actually overhaul, when they get that big massive total against Trinidad and Tobago. And it's come out and middle the first one. She's in definitely the form of her life.
Yeah, back in the days, they would say the bat broad. So 35 for 3. Looking for that total of 125 Windwards. Leeward Islands was skittle out for that amount of runs. But it seems to be a difficult task for the Windward Islands team. At 35 for 3, it's Fletcher and Glasgow. And it's Maynard and Joseph for Leewards.
Overs is not a problem for the Windward Islands. They already lost 3 wickets. The Leeward Islands sorting for 7 more wickets here. And that's a big heave by Afi Fletcher, only for a single. Good going here by Maynard, who keep chipping away here for the Leeward Islands.
Well, it's critically important that these two put up a partnership for this Windward's team. The 2 senior batters, the 2 batters who got runs in the last game as well. Fletcher getting 62 and Glasgow getting 74. These 2 players had a really good partnership over 100 plus, and they did well for the Windwards. They need to get that again today for Windwards to go over this line to actually beat the Leewards here at Cumberland, as Maynard continue to be measly here at Cumberland.
Good going here, even Stevens at Cumberland for both teams. As we see Glasgow go for a big heave. Good bowling there by Maynard, who keep bowling well for the Leeward Islands. Another dot ball. Afi Fletcher, the non-striker. Janila Glasgow, the striker. With the score on 36 for 3 in over number 13. Maynard continue to do well for the Leewards.
Yeah, good bowling here by Maynard. Coming from through and around. Bowling to Glasgow. Glasgow looking to go over the top. Missing it and went into the keeper's glove. Close one that was. Maynard just bowling his nagging line and length just on the off stump. With just enough flight to tease you. Maynard.
Well, Martin, I must say that a lot of cricket has been played around the world. And we have West Indies as well. That's the senior team taking on South Africa. They are 144 for the loss of 3 in 15 overs. Hetmeyer still batting on 75. Not to remember, the World Cup is just around the corner. So it's important that West Indies bat and do well and try to bat South Africa out of this game.
Well, a daunting task that would be for West Indies. Knowing the lineup of South Africa team, they have some batting depth as well, and they're an excellent team at this time. They have played some really good cricket, leading 37 for 3. And the Windward Islands looking to get 124. Struggling here with Glasgow and Fletcher. This one is a full toss. Hit up to mid-off easily by Glasgow for 4. That's a freebie.
Yeah, when you mentioned the word struggling, so when you are struggling to get runs and those are deliveries solve up to you, it's important that you dispatch them and get the full worth of it. 4 runs there to Janila Glasgow, 4 more runs to the Windward Islands teams as they move on to 41 for 3. Kiana Joseph still with ball in hand, searching for her second wicket. Outside edge there by Janila Glasgow, will be challenging the boundary. But Maynard give chase. And 2 more runs to the Windward Islands, 2 more runs to Janila Glasgow.
That was pitch on the line just on the off stump, and she pushed at it, hitting the thick portion of the bat and running down to third man. Fortunate, yes. But it runs close to the fence. Picks up 2 more runs. Glasgow. So 43 now. For 3. Oh, that's a close one. Not out, says the umpire. Seems to be going down leg from my vantage point. Not too sure. Not too clear on it. The keeper was in front. But not out, says the umpire. Joseph continues to plug away to apply her trade here. One of the key bowlers for Leeward Islands. This one is flighted and cut back with a point. Would get more than 1 here. Clarkston does the feeling. So 2 more runs to Glasgow. That's one thing you could say about Glasgow once she's at the crease. Is either she scored runs or she's back in the pavilion.
Well, what is good for Glasgow and the Windward Islands as well, Martin, is that she have the likes of Afi Fletcher there to get those 2s and 3s that's available. And it's basically a good over so far for the Windward Islands. Already 8 runs off that over. 2 more deliveries remaining. Kiana Joseph is searching for her 2nd wicket here at Cumberland. And the Leeward Islands are still searching for their 1st victory in this Super 50 tournament.
Leeward's a pretty confident team. Lost to Barbados in their 1st game. Ooh, that one just sneaking away from the stump, putting the inner edge, and that brings you over to an end. So good over there again by Joseph. And Windward Islands are 43 for 3. Looking for a total of 125 to win.
Even Stevens here at the Windward Islands battle the Leeward Islands as we see Maynard continue with ball in hand for the Leeward Islands. 4 overs, 1 for 11 so far. She's into her 5th over and will be bowling to Afi Fletcher, the hard-hitting Afi Fletcher, who need to bat deep as possible with the skipper of the Windward Islands to see Windward Islands victorious in this encounter against the Leewards. And there goes another wicket for the Windward Islands. The hard hitter of Afi Fletcher. I definitely think she was late on that one, Martin. We definitely love to see the replay. As we look at the replay here, she's late on that one. Maynard picks up another wicket. The Leeward Islands is cruising here, and that might just put a sink in the Windward Islands camp, Martin.
Yeah, that's a big wicket to get here, Leeward Islands. I spoke of these 2 bowlers bowling in tandem, Maynard and Joseph. They have been the pick of the bowlers for Leeward Islands, and they are bowling in tandem here, and they have created that pressure on the batters. And unfortunately for Windwards, Fletcher goes back. LBW to Maynard. Maynard continues to get wickets in this tournament.
Well, she have been there for a while, Martin, as well. The likes of Jenny Glasgow came out and playing such a lazy shot, Martin. I wonder if the lunch was a little bit too heavy for the batters.
I'm not too sure. Mine was pretty light. Their course of meal probably a little bit different to ours. But presently, Windwards are 45 for 4. In a bit of a bother here, Windwards. So this brings the Dominican to the crease. Fontaine. She bats her first delivery. Leewards a pretty confident team they are.
Well, if the Leeward Islands are to win this encounter against the Windwards, they will definitely need to pick up all 10 wickets here. They already got 4 wickets for a total of 45. The current run rate is 3.10. The Windward Islands still in need of 81 run for victory, while the Leeward Islands are still searching to pick up 6 more wickets, Martin.
Well, a good period for the Leeward Islands team. Spinners are doing really well. Maynard and Joseph. Ball is not spinning that much, but they're bowling some good line and length. As you see, another one just outside the off stump. Keeper not catching cleanly.
Still have the likes of the skipper Amanda Edwards to come. Still have the likes of Lloyd Boyd to come as well for Leewards with ball in hand. So that's another 20 overs there, Martin, of spin.
Yeah, Windwards have their work cut out for them here this afternoon. They have to be very good batters of spin to win this game. Very, very good batters of spin to win this game.
So really good going here by the Leeward Islands. 45 for 4 after 15 overs. Good going by Maynard. The figures are 5 overs, 11 runs, picked up 2 wickets. To continue proceedings for the Leeward Islands is Kiana Joseph, pulling to the skipper of the Windward Islands, Janelia Glasgow. And her partner is Fontaine. Beautiful bowling here by Joseph again. 2 consecutive dot balls. Leeward Islands on top of this game at Cumberland here. Windwards are trying to get a move on. Sneak a quick single. It's Janelia Glasgow, brings Fontaine into strike. Really good going here by the Leeward Islands, Martin.
I agree with you there, Roberts. Some really smart bowling by these two. Some good field setting as well. They have not given anything away freely. They have kept the pressure on and continues to do well with the ball here. As Windward struggle at 46 for 4. Huh? Another dot delivery ball by Joseph.
What the Leewards don't want to do is give the ball too much air here at Cumberland, where there's a breeze blowing across the ground. But for now, the place is a little bit still. So bowling the way she's bowling, Kiana Joseph is bowling excellent here to both batters. And the likes of Maynard, who already picked up 2 wickets from the other end, doing well again for Leewards in their second game. Lost to Barbados in their first encounter. Second game here at Cumberland against the Windward Islands are trying to get a victory here. Misfield there by Hector. Clean up by Edwards. So good going here by the Leeward Islands as this over come to an end. The score is now 46 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Well, we have completed 20 overs so far. And we're just about 44 runs on the board. We have lost 4 wickets. The Windward Islands looking for 124. So as I said before, these 2 spinners going to bowl at least their quotas of overs, looking for another wicket or so. That could get them really into the middle of this batting lineup.
Maynard to continue, searching for her 3rd wicket. Really good bowling by Maynard. And what I like about Maynard, Martin, she have a lot of varieties in her arm. That one to Glasgow, as you saw, that one came right back into sharp. And we know Glasgow could definitely give a punch. Beautiful delivery. That one kept low.
Yeah, some really good bowling by these two. Maynard especially. She has kept things in tight. This one is it. 2 covers. They would get 1. They're looking for a second. Could this be trouble? No, it's not. She's back. So good running by these 2.
Well, what should have been an easy catch? I don't think the field really and truly wanted anything to do with that because we hear in the comebacks hard that is sung off the bat of that. Janela Glasgow, 2 more runs to the Windward Island. The score move up to 48 for 4.
Ooh, good bowling again by Maynard. Just on the off stump. Bringing Glasgow forward. Bat and pad close to each other. As they continue to bat here. 41. 41 for 4. Another dot delivery. Keeping the pressure on Maynard. So Lee was enjoying this period of the game. Having the upper hand against the Windwards.
Searching for her third wicket here is Maynard. Another drive.
This time.
And this could challenge the boundary.
This time she finds a gap.
And it rolls into
the fence for 4. Lovely shot. Was flighted. She found the gap. And what a shot to bring up the break here in Cumberland. Lovely shot. Score moves up now to Score moves up now to 52 for 4 here at Cumberland. Windwards versus Leewards. Windwards getting 124 and Leewards are now 52. Sorry, Windwards are 52 for 4. A pretty good game on hand here between these two teams. Even Stevens, and who would win this one we won't know. We'll take a break here as it takes some refreshments on the field, and we'll be right back to bring you more coverage here in Cumberland.
All right, so welcome back here to Cumberland playing field as we witness this matchup between Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. The Windward Islands are 52 for 4 at the end of the 17th over. To continue proceeding here at Cumberland with ball in hand is Kiana Joseph, and will be bowling to Fontaine. Janila Glasgow still at the wicket. Fontaine is a none from 8. Glasgow is 16 from 22. Two in the bulk of the scoring so far for the Windward Islands. Beautiful flight delivery there from Keanu Joseph. Hector doing the feeling there. As Martin mentioned earlier before the drinks break, that the Windward Islands are struggling, and what basically should have been an easy single, just stone the ball and pick up that single, because you know you're running with the fittest of Janila Glasgow. As you see the single taken there. So that's Fontaine off strike. Brings Janila Glasgow as we welcome back Kenroy Martin. The comebacks.
It's a good break here. Good break to have between two teams. Even Stevens here, 53 for 4. Joseph continues to bowl well. Asking questions of the batters. Really, she continues to do that. And a good spell being bowled here by her for the Leeward Islands. Keeping things rather tight. Janila Glasgow, one of the better batters in the tournament. She would have to carry her bat through the innings for winners to win this game. As it continues, there's a stifled appeal, really. Not much to think about there. But good pressure being created here by Joseph on Glasgow. Don't think she needs to take much risk here. She needs to get through this period and then start another game after these two bowlers, the better of the bowlers. As I'm saying, she's driving that one up to mid-off. No single. Just keep things tight. Turn over the strike.
Well, what I could say, Martin, they still have the likes of Amanda Edwards, Leeward still to come, Claxton and Hector still there, but they will be bowling in the back end for sure. What Leeward Islands will be doing here is using most of the spin through this mid-period, as we see a quick single taken there and offer. Janila Glasgow gets off strike, brings back Fontaine, and that's the end of over number 18. The scores move up to 54 for the last half of 4. Really even Stevens here at Cumberland, Martin.
Yeah, 54 for 4. You look at it, you say, well, this should get to 125. But you have to remember the chief scorer, the lady who have led the batting for Windward Islands, she's still there. But her partner in crime, I should say, the one who really supports her, Avi Fletcher, he's back in the pavilion. And the Windwards really need to see these two, at least a partnership of 30-40, to cement this position that they're in now, to get them to the 125.
Well, you still have the likes of Holly Charles, you still have the likes of Karina Noel, but you don't want to leave too much for those batters in the back end to come in to do. So it's important that Fontaine stays here with Glasgow. Go through this period, as you mentioned before. It's important for Windward Island, and they have a lot of overs remaining. We are just in the 19th over. Very, very good bowling there by Maynard. We are just into the 19th over, Martin. So it's important that they just go through this phase. And Maynard is bowling well. She are in her 7th over. So it meant that she have 3 more overs to go after this one. Beautiful shot. Misfield there by Amanda Edwards, the skipper of Leeward Islands. 2.5 here. Could be run out. No trouble. 2 more runs to Windward Islands.
Well, the feeling continues to disappoint, really, in this tournament. Easy feeling, really. Ball was struck straight to you, went through the hands, through the legs, and another run being given away rather easily. Just releasing the pressure from Glasgow. Maynard continues to bowl well, but they won't mind that at all, Windward Islands. Once they get the runs on the board, they get them at any cost. But Maynard doing a really fantastic job here for her team. And as I said, these are the 2 bowlers who normally keep things intact for the Leeward Islands. And they're doing a pretty good job. Not backed up by the fielders. Really. This one is punched down to mid-off by Glasgow. She's calling for 2. She's back to her crease, looking for a 3rd as well. So Fontaine, she got to get things going here. So 2 more runs to Glasgow. Good running, good batting, good placement. Excellent cricket.
Also, what is important here for the Windward Islands and Glasgow, that she keep most of the strike, take most of the strike, as we see that of a few batters have been exposed by Afi Fletcher early on in their innings, taking a single off the first ball and expose the likes of Gilbert, give up 5 ball. Couldn't succumb to the pressure that faced it 5 that ball and all, and killed the over right there. Not a single taken there by Glasgow. Windward Islands getting a slow move on here. The total up to 59 for 4, and we are in the 19th over.
Yeah, it's not a fast wicket. It's not a spinning wicket. It's a good batting shot. But you have to be very patient on it as well. If you're not patient, you will not last as long as you're supposed to. You have to feel the wicket, get the ball onto the bat, get the pace of the wicket. So that takes some time. As that one kept really low. She pulls it out to mid-wicket for a single. Fortune favor the brave. That cross-batted shot has to be careful. So Maynard completing an over there. And I know that these 2 bowlers would bowl 20 overs on a trot for Leewards, keeping things tight and really giving the others to come and bowl something to bowl at, I should say.
Continuing here for the Leeward Islands again with ball in hand is Kiana Joseph from the River End. Bowling well here for the Leewards. Still no sight of Amanda Edwards, this captain for Leeward. Still no sign of Lai Brothers yet. But with ball in hand for the Leeward Islands, Kiana Joseph and Maynard continue to do well for the Leewards.
Joseph left arm around the wicket, flighted delivery. She's back on punches to covers. So really good bowling by these 2. There's a backward point, a 3rd man, cover point, short extra cover mid-off. A deep mid-wicket, flighted. She's hitting that one down the ground. Would it get to the fence? 2-3 bounce. It goes close to the fence. Excellent feeling by the fielder. I'm not too sure if she got it. I think the fielder has said it's gone for 4. 4 signal by the umpire. But a good shot for 4. And a welcome boundary for Windward Islands.
Well, we saw that a lot from Fontaine when she was playing in the T20 tournament for the Windward Islands tournament, well, for Dominica. And we know she can basically have that in her. So we need to see more of that, Martin, from Fontaine, especially in this innings, because you do not want to leave too many for the lower orders to get.
Again, Joseph is flighting that one. It's in the inner portion of the bat again and just squeezing out to mid-wicket. And what she needs to do is ease the pressure off of Glasgow as well. Glasgow have been given the majority of the work to do, really. So Fontaine coming good today would be very good for the Windward Islands going into their 3rd game. And she has not really scored big, knowing that she has very good potential. She's a very good batter, a very good wicket keeper. It's flighted again and she strokes at to Joseph, who just skips across and fields.
What I would have loved on that occasion to see from Fontaine is using her feet to dance down that wicket. There are no long off, and that would have basically rushed into the boundary, Martin.
This one, ooh, smart bowling again by Joseph. She just pulling that one down into the surface, sliding it on, almost catching Fontaine. But fortunately for her, they got in the portion of the bat and squeezed out to square leg. No run. She continues to bowl 64 for 4. Fontaine and Glasgow at the crease for Windwards. Flighted, she's going. She's putting it 2 mid on. She just pushed that fielder back to long on and flighted it nicely. She went for it. It was airborne for a bit, but fell short of the fielder That brings you over to an end. And after that over is 65. 65 for 4. Windward Islands in reply to Leeward Islands 124.
65-4 as we see the likes of a Leeward gonna be with ball in hand. So we would not see Maynard bowling 10 on a trot here, Martin. Little surprise because she'll been bowling well for Leeward Islands. With the score on a 65-4 after the 20th over, 30 overs remaining. The Windward Islands tracing a target of 125 for victory. Janelia Glasgow 22 from 31 and Fontaine 7 from 17.
Well, I'm thinking that they're thinking as well. Maynard, the captain, she doesn't want to take herself out of the game already, knowing that there are a few more wickets to go. So she's giving another opportunity to somebody else who has been bowling pretty tight. She comes in immediately and hit the ball. Hit it straight on his head there. Straight away she hits that off stump and keeping the pressure on Fontaine as Winwards continue to basically just struggle against the spinners.
What Leeward won't want to do here, Martin, is give Fontaine any width. She won't want to give her any width on that off stump.
Yeah, and she keeps in it. She's keeping it wicket to wicket, really. I like the way she's flighting her delivery. A hop, a jump, and a skip she does. Has her own way of doing things. Again, bringing the long on, the mid on into play. Keeping things tight. Ooh, that was a flighted delivery. Seems to dip a bit as well. Fontaine almost squeezing that onto the stumps and almost squeezing onto the wickets. Have to be careful here, Fontaine.
Well, it's good bowling here by Leeward, Martin, and she is a bit more quicker through the air than the likes of Maynard. And from time to time when I look at her, she don't really get that kind of turn. It's more to me like she's bowling at a medium pace kind of a bowler.
Probably just a little medium pace with a little bit of tweak on it. Gives you that sort of impression. But a very good over being bowled by her again. With some pace on that ball. Pushing her back on her back foot. A maiden over being bowled here by Leeward. So excellent bowling here by Leewards. Keeping the pressure on Windwards. 65 for 4 as we complete 21 overs.
$65-4 Windward Islands. Janelia Glasgow 21 from 31. Fontaine 7 from 23. As we here at Cumberland witnessing this matchup between the champions of the T20 and the team that did not win any game in the T20 tournament of Windward Islands, as we see Hector back with ball in hand. Little bit surprising, but the Leeward Islands are looking for wickets here, and they bring back their seamer as we welcome Kesrick back to the comebacks.
Good afternoon to you, Robert. Probably the Leeward Islands is thinking we're closer to the tail now. Why not bring back our strike bowlers, see if they can get some early in rolls to help us win this game or present an opportunity for a wicket. I think that's their mindset now. Probably give Hector 2 or 3 over bursts and then go back to the spin. Yeah, passing the outside. It sounds like it's Zanik. It is Zanik. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, Roberts. You bring back your strike bowler to present the opportunity for a wicket, and they do just that.
Well, Fontaine goes nowhere on that shot. Kesrick, nowhere. Stand tall Edge straight to the keeper. Another wicket down for the Windward Islands with the score now on a 66 for 5 in the 22nd over. As I made mention earlier, we haven't seen the likes of Amanda Edwards, the likes of Leeward. Leeward just bowled 1 over. And Hector back pick up all wickets. I saw this against Barbados. Barbados picked up all 10 wickets. Their seam bowlers picked up all 10 wickets against the Leeward Island in a Park Hill in their previous encounter.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, Roberts, about not giving Leeward Islands that sniff. They are that type of team. Yeah, every single time they see any sort of weakness in a batting lineup, yeah, they tend to stamp on it, try to get into those cracks, and whenever they do that, they always turn out in games. And this is not what Windward Islands wants. They're looking good now. Bringing back their strike bowler in Hector.
Well, we see the likes of Karina Newell walks to the crease, teaming up with Janelia Glasgow. Windward Islands, 66 for 5. What Newell needs to do here is pick the gaps, get the placement spot on, rotate the strike is very, very important. Support Glasgow as she 23 runs from 32 deliveries. It's important for Newell to bat deep here with Glasgow, Kesrick.
Yeah, she needs someone to stay there with her. Yeah, shorter delivery on the line of the leg stump. Yeah. So far, Glasgow, what I've seen about her for the starting of the year for St. Vincent and for the Windward Islands is something good for West Indies. The only thing about her that I think she needs to pay full attention to is her bowling. She has been doing well with the bat. Her bowling is sort of slipping away, and she just needs to look at that a little bit more, because she can be a really good all-rounder. She can work equally with bat and ball. Saw her opening the innings for St. Vincent, for the Windward Islands, and did it a few times for West Indies as well. So there's a lot of potential there with the bat. Yeah, but you don't want to lose your bowling, because you can then be that all-rounder that West Indies needs. Yeah, shorter delivery, hitting out to cover. Might not get to the boundary, will definitely get 2.
Two more runs to Windward Islands, 2 more runs to Janelia Glasgow. 69 for 5. In over number 22, Hector have 1 more delivery remaining in this over. Even Stevens here at Cumberland. Beautiful shot there by Glasgow. This one should rush close to the boundary. Good feeling down there by Boyles, who keep that down to 2 runs. Excellent work here at Cumberland. Well done, Leeward Islands. Well done, Windward Islands. Good going here for Janelia Glasgow. As this, at the end of the over, the score is 71 for the last half of 5. What I think should be good here for the Windwards, Kesrick, is the score at 71 for 5. It's important to try to get to 80 and then focus on the next 10 runs. How you get there. Would definitely love to see that they take this game 10 runs ahead. So get there to 80, then move from 80 to 90. Have a conversation. Keep conversating with your batting partner. Is very, very important because the target of 125 could definitely be tricky here for the batting team.
Yeah, knocking off scores of 10, making it simpler. So you sort of breaking down the score. Because if you sit here right now and look at 71 for 5 to get to 128 or so. 125, sorry. Could be a total that can be tricky. But if you can, this is not good. Yeah, a couple of deliveries ago, she tried to hit the ball down the ground. You're batting with someone who is at the crease, who is doing well, who is hitting the ball well. A fuller delivery on the line of the fourth stump. Hit straight to the skipper for the Leeward Islands in Edward. Yeah, and she has to go Karina Noel. Another wicket down for the Windward Islands. Karina Noel has to go. She didn't really trouble the score much, just one. The score is now 71 for 6. You could hear the noise in the background for the incoming batter because that's the debutant in Chanel Maki. Where we're playing here, this is like a home ground. So a lot of support in the stands for her from the community of Fitus, where she's really from. So you will definitely expect that. She bowled pretty well on her debut. How fitting it would be if she can take it home with someone with the experience, the West Indies experience, like Janila Glasgow.
Well, as I said before, that the fall of that wicket, having a conversation with your batter is very, very important. And Janila Glasgow have been there for a while. She's been there for some 30-odd deliveries, scoring the bulk of the scoring, 27 to her name so far, with the score on a 71, now 4-6. It's important to Glasgow to have a regular conversation with the batter, and it will be good for the Windwards. Good look there from Maki as she faced her force delivery in the Super 50 for the Windwards, making her debut here at Cumberland. Picked up 2 wickets with ball in hand earlier and take an excellent catch, do some excellent fielding, and now with bat in hand for the Windwards, it was nice for her to be able to bring this home. Still waiting to get her first runs in the Super 50 as a debutant here. Kesrick.
Yeah, eager to get off the strike. You sort of get those bugs on your shoulders when they're trying to get off the mark on debut. Yeah, this could be a little close. Looks like it's a little low as well. I'm wondering if it hit the bottom of the bat before it ricocheted into the pads. It kept a bit low, and something that we have learned about the Cumberland pitch in the evening, it plays a little low, and I will tell you, because of the soil here on this pitch, it tends to play a little low, but really a nice surface to bat on, especially in the morning time. Yeah, that's the end of the over. Dot to finish things off. The score is 71 for 6.
Scored 71 for 6 as we see the captain for the Leeward Islands in the attack of Amanda Edwards. And she'll be bowling to Janila Glasgow, the standing captain for the Windward Islands. So the captain for the Leeward Islands will definitely have different plans here against the Windwards, trying to get their first victory in the tournament as they went down to Barbados. The Windward Islands, on the other hand, came
They're trying to go big. They're only finding the edge. I would give them 2 runs. They're trying to go over extra cover. She likes that area. She favors that area. They only find the edge on that occasion. She's not looking too well as Glasgow. I hope everything is fine with her. Look a little bit gingerly after that shot.
Good shot there. Powerful from the bat of Glasgow, but straight to Keanu Joseph, who did not have to move. Good going here by Glasgow. Would definitely love to get a boundary in this over. Good bowling here by Amanda Edwards, the captain for the Leeward Islands. 73 for the loss of 6 wickets. The Leeward Islands are searching for 4 more wickets to be victorious in this encounter, while the Windward Islands will love to win this game and go 2 up in the tournament.
Yeah, that will do a lot for them at home, having the performance that they give in the T20. So far, they are at the top of the table in this tournament. So winning this second game here would only do well for their confidence, knowing that they only have 1 game left. Just remember, points is going to do it for the champions of this tournament. Soft touch. He is a single.
As I mentioned earlier on, Keswick, it's important that you have conversation with your batter. Now that's the final delivery of that over from Edwards. Glasgow looking for a single. Mackie was sitting on her bat. It's important that you look for every scoring opportunity that's on offer. And at the end of the 24th over, the score is 74 for the loss of 6 wickets. Janelia Glasgow batting 30 from 41, and Chanel Mackie yet to get off the mark. Face 3 deliveries. As we see Leeward continue here from the pavilion end into her 3rd over. We'll be bowling to Glasgow.
Well, she favors the offside a lot. Anything on the line of the off stump, foot stump, is inviting her for a drive, whether it's 4 or a single. Really do have good control when the ball is on the line of the off stump, hitting it to the offside. It's Janelia Glasgow. If she stays there, you could say St. Vincent. The Vincentian will definitely get them home. And this one is hit over the head of the fielder at long off. Yeah, mid off, sorry. Yeah, easy boundary for Chanel Mackie. Likes to go down the ground. She gives herself some room. Yeah, that's how she play. Hits the ball down the ground nicely. She's an attacking player.
Well, what I must say, Keswick, it's what a way to get your first runs in your debut here at Cumberland. And her first scoring shot is a boundary. Really good from Mackie, really good for the Windward Islands. 79 for 6. Another full toss straight down the ground. This one could run into the boundary as well. Hector gives chase. Hector gives up chase. 4 more to Mackie. 4 more to the Windward Islands as they march on here at Cumberland with the score now on 83 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, it was a fuller delivery and deserving treatment. Yeah, it was hit down the ground. No chance for Hector. Probably one of the faster failers on the Leeward Island team.
Early on, Keswick, I asked the question, is it Leeward, a spin bowler, or a medium pace? Mackie will definitely fancy the pace that she's offering to her.
It's kind of tricky because in the T20 she was a bit slower. Yeah, this one's just eased out to mid-on. Just a single. But it's a bit different for her, especially on this surface. It can be tricky. It's about varying your pace, being able to stay on the line of the stump. Because as I mentioned, some may keep low at times. Yeah, nice. Good technique, hitting it straight to the field at short cover in Kiana Joseph. Yeah, dot to finish things. Yeah, the score is now 84 for 6.
Amanda to continue from the river end. Will be bowling to Maki here at Cumberland. Maki is 9 from 7. Getting the better of Leeward in the previous over. Looking to go big here again is Maki. Wide outside the off some. Another dot ball. With the score on 84 for 6. Windward Islands still in need of 42 for victory. The Leeward still looking to pick up 4 more wickets to get their 4th winner in this tournament. Another dot ball.
Yeah, long batting lineup for the Windward Islands. With someone like a Chanel Maki in the back there. Yeah, this one is hit over mid-off. Yeah, this could get into the boundary as well. Just falling short in front the fielder out there at mid-off. Yeah, looks like Martin. Yeah, another boundary for Chanel Maki. Yeah, it sort of cramped her for room, but she's still getting off baton to it. Passing the fielder out there at mid-off. Yeah, runs into the boundary. I mentioned she's that type of batter that likes to feel the ball on her bat, and she forced the Leeward Islands to change their feel. Asking the fielder at fine leg to come up and pushing that mid-off fielder to long off. Yeah, and with nice straight bat, punching it back down to the bowler. Looking good is Chanel Maki.
Yeah, batting well here for the Windward Islands. And remember, Chanel Maki make her debut here. Playing her first match. Picked up 2 wickets earlier and take an excellent catch as well in the field, Kesrick. And now will with a bat in hand, she's getting some runs here on the hot belt for the Windward Islands. And I do feel once she stays there to the end, Windward Islands will be victorious.
Yeah, batting with someone like the likes of Janelia Glasgow was being there for a bit. It's the end of the over. The score is now 88 for 6, sorry.
Continuing ball in hand for the Leeward Islands is a Leeward will be bowling from the pavilion end. And they bowling to Janelia Glasgow. 88 for 6. Windward Islands still need another 38 for victory. Leeward Islands trying to get 4 more wickets here at Cumberland.
Faster delivery. Going down leg. Umpire Williams. A good decision, really. Looks like a pitch outside the line of the leg stump as well. Faster delivery. Bowling a tad faster than what we saw in the T20. Didn't really go for a lot of runs in the T20. Faster delivery again. Hence the reason why Roberts was talking about she's not sure of what she's trying to do, because it seems like she's bowling medium pace instead of spin. He asked that question earlier. You can see the pace on that delivery. That's a fuller delivery. Hit out to extra cover. Yeah, just passing the field at short cover for a single.
Well, the previous over from Leeward, when Mackie got the better of her, how would Leeward come back in this over? Should be bowling to Mackie. Beautiful shot there by Mackie. Another dot ball. Score on 89 for 6 in the 27th over. 26.4 over to be correct.
Chanel looking to go down the ground. I'm not sure there's any need for that. You have put yourself and the team in a good position. Yeah, you could see whenever she's batting now, the entire offside field is on the edge of the circle because of how hard she got the ball. And she's not looking to go with soft hands. And this is what I'm talking about. The field is spread. Yeah, soft hands is needed. Rotate the strike. And whenever they do come to save that single, then you could go over the infield. Dot to finish things, the score is 89 for 6.
Eight to 9 for 6 here at Cumberland, Windward Island. In command of this encounter against the Leeward Islands, as we see the skipper of the Leeward Islands continue with ball in hand from the Riverside end. The Windward still need a 37 for victory, while the Leeward Islands still searching for 4 more wickets. Amanda Edwards bowling well here for Leeward. 2 overs so far for 7 runs. As we just see a single taken there at long off. Jenny LeGlasgow gets off strike. Back on strike is Chanel.
Yeah, this is smart stuff from Glasgow. Yeah, looking to get the singles. She tends to hit the ball harder when the field is closer, trying to stop that single. She tries to go hard at the ball, and whenever they are on the circle, she tends to play with good soft hands to rotate the strike, which is good because right now, Roberts, they are way ahead. No need to do anything out of the ordinary.
No, they just needed for the 26 runs, and you have a lot of overs remaining. So batting here with Glasgow should be a little bit easier for the likes of Mackie, who is new to this Super 50 tournament. As you see, a single there taken, and the score moves up to 91 for 6. Really, really, really good going here by the Windward Islands. But one thing I could say, Kesrick, if Windward Islands to lose a wicket here, no, it will be a problem for the Windwards.
One thing I know about commentator Curse, Roberts, the fact that you mention it that way, the word baton. I can tell you what, if you did mention you want them to stay, that's a different case. I've seen that happen over and over, but a singlet to finish things, the score moves on to 92 for 6.
So as we see Jazara Claxton back with ball from in hand from the pavilion end. The Windward Islands 92 for 6. Still searching for another 34 runs for victory. Leeward Islands still searching for 4 more wickets. Claxton will be bowling to Janelia Glasgow.
Yeah, she starts with a wide. Pretty sure that the Windward Islands really won't mind the extras now. Things are getting even better for the Windward Islands. Definitely would mean a lot to them if they can win this game today. That will be their second game winning in the 50 overs. Trying to bowl short into the pitch. Didn't get as high as she would like it to get to Claxton. But it was well controlled by Glasgow. No run though. And this will test a lot of the females' endurance as well, this 50 over version. Giving herself a little bit of room, hitting it down to the third man boundary. Just a single though.
Keswick, if Windward Islands to win this, go on and win this game, which is important that they do, they will have their third game will be, and the third and final game will be against Guyana at Park Hill on Saturday. Guyana would have lost to Trinidad and Tobago today and won their first game against Jamaica by 5 wickets. So it will definitely be good for the Windward Islands to move on and win this game and enter the third round 2 up. As we see another lofted shot there from Maki, but only for a single.
Something that we need to remember as well is that Guyana picked up a few bowling points against Jamaica in that game that they won. The only 2 teams so far picked up some batting points. Their 2 games so far is Barbados and the Windward Islands. They pick up a few batting points. Most teams as well in the T20, most of the bonus points that they picked up was mostly bowling points. We're seeing the same thing here in the 50 over version of things. Speaks volume for the bowling, but it's still because of the bowling was really long hops or full toss. Could have gone anywhere. Short delivery, got onto it this time. Hitting it out to backward of square. Picks up another boundary. There's Glasgow. It was short and going down the line of the leg side. So it was really helped for another boundary.
Score moves on to 99-46. The Windward Islands are getting closer and closer to that target of 125, 126 for victory here at Cumberland. They are 99-46. Still in need of another 27 for victory.
Glasgow getting closer to another half century. Played some really good innings in the T20 and another wide and could get into the boundary. That's 5 wides. Windward Island will not have a problem with that.
100 is up for the Windward Island. Now move on to 103, 104 for the loss of 6. Mark is still at the crease. Janelia Glasgow is still there. Janelia Glasgow is 39 from 52. Chanel Mackey is on 15 from 21. Doing well here for the Windward Islands at Cumberland. Another beautiful looking shot there, only for a single. Janita Glasgow moves on to 40.
It really is a good shot. Just a single to finish things off. Opening the face, guiding it down to backward of point. Just a single. But really in good control of things here, Janila Glasgow. Taking charge of the innings for the Windward Islands. The feelers for the Leeward Islands team, you could see their movements, knowing that things aren't really looking too good for them. Brought back one of their strike bowlers to try present that opportunity for a wicket, but it was more on the Windward Islands side that over.
$105-46. Amanda Edwards had to continue from the Riverside end. Janila Glasgow on 40, searching for her second 50 in the CG United CWI Women's Super 50 here at Cumberland. Short of 10 runs from her half century. The Windward Islands still are looking for 21 runs for victory here in their second encounter.
So it's a skipper for the Leeward Islands with ball in hand. Edward trying to get that well-needed breakthrough. Flighted delivery on the line of the middle stump. Hit back to her powerfully. She favors the offside a lot. A different bowler bowling to Glasgow would probably bowl on the line of the middle or leg stump. Doesn't really sweep the ball well. Looks to open the offside. So if you bowl the ball down on the line of the middle and leg stump, it's kind of a close off shot to trying to score. But still a lot of bowlers in this tournament haven't realized that she favors the offside more than anything else, and they continue to bowl down on the line of the off stump, fourth stump. It is like looking at Kiana Joseph bat this morning. If you realize Aldic Gasper bowl all of her deliveries on the line of the fifth stump into the pitch slow. And she couldn't cut it, and she was still looking to try to hit it through the leg side. So she couldn't time the ball. When she lost her wicket, it was a good leg spin from Afi Fletcher pitching on the line of the fourth stump, trying to hit it through cover, but went through bat and pads. So not being able to hit the ball to the offside as she would want Kiana Joseph. So it is something that a lot of these players need to work on, being able to work on their weakness and sort of turn it into some strengths, because when you get to that other level, the analysts and those other players, they will definitely act on those weaknesses that you have. Claxton, Hector is asked to present that opportunity. to give them a wicket, a well-needed wicket as well. Chanel Mackie trying to give herself some room. That one passing through button pad down the leg side, giving herself a little bit of room, trying to access the offside or going straight down the pitch. An area that she favors well, going down the ground. Someone who favors going down the ground in his time playing for the Windward Islands as well is Kenroy Martin. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to the viewers, the Windward Islands supporters. Pretty in good stride here. A very important period in the game here between these two teams.
I make mention of her moving a little bit gingerly after that shot that she played and running that quick single. We're seeing that again. Trying to steal a single there at short point. Not sure what is happening. I'm not sure if it's because of the quick turning. Yeah, probably carrying a little bit of a hamstring injury or issue. Not sure. We'll definitely find that out. Normally when these things do happen, when you put pressure on your hamstring or quads, turning like that can aggravate it somewhat. Let's hope that she's okay.
It seems like the ankle, as she's showing there, probably turn it a bit and not quick turn, trying to get back, putting that extra pressure. Physio is just putting on some of that magic spray as per usual. Would work. But a really good comeback here by Windward's 101 for 6. It's important that she carries her bat through the innings at this time.
Definitely, it looks like it's ankles or toes. Whatever it is, the Windward Islands will want her to stay there to the end and then probably deal with that after the game. Get her ready for the next game.
Yeah, with that, there's a little break in play. And we'll have a little break here as well. And we return to bring you the final few overs in this game between Windwards and Leewards as she gets some medical attention. It's 101 for 6. As we return here to Cumberland playing field, she's been given the medical treatment. She's back on her feet and ready to go. As Leewards try to defend this other 23 runs that the Windwards need. Mackie's on strike with her captain Glasgow. This one is hitting the outer portion of the bat, running down to third man. So Mackie just looking to make some space on the outside.
You usually look to access the offside, and down the ground is Mackie. When she gives herself this much room, anything outside the off stump, she looks to play it through the offside, and anything on the stump, she plays it down the ground. So she understands her game and where she scores, which is good. But looking very gingerly. Yeah, short delivery from Hector, just guided down to the short third man boundary. For her sake and the Windward Islands' sake, they would prefer her not running too much to do any added injury to that toe or ankle. It seems, not really sure what it is. I will definitely find that out for you. Yeah, walking across, giving herself room and going down the ground powerfully.
Well, what can you say? You came in on my half and I dealt it to you accordingly. That was it with some power. A rush back past the bowler into the fence for 4. Lovely shot there by Mackie, stamping her authority as a batter. And really a lovely shot by Mackie to bring up 4 more runs to her, 4 more runs to Windwards. Lovely, lovely cricket.
Yeah, she's announcing herself at that type of player in the middle order. Yeah, we saw that for St. Vincent and she's doing just that for the Windward Islands. So announcing herself as that lower order batter and doing a fine job with Glasgow. Yeah, the score is now 111 for 6.
Yeah, she has done this job for St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the low order, finishing the game. She's a pretty good finisher. She has confidence in herself. She does a pretty good job. She basically reads the game and play in accordance. She has done a pretty good job since she came into the wicket with Glasgow. She has eased the pressure off of Glasgow and really make things much, much easier for her. And the Windward Islands really at this point 111 for 6 in a very commanding position.
And that one keeping a little bit low. Well, it's about that time now, Kenry Martin. Usually by now this pitch in Cumberland usually dries out and it keeps a little bit low. So it's a little bit difficult from this period on for batters. So that's the reason why the best part of this pitch to bat on is really in the first innings. After that first hour of play, when the water then dries out or the moist dew dries out, it is one of the best pitches to bat on. But after 2:30, 3 o'clock, around that time, usually all the moisture out of the pitch is gone and it tends to play a little low.
Yeah, you got that right there. Cumberland is known for being a pretty good batting wicket. And you normally get the best part of it pretty early. As we see Glasgow trying to access that offside. Both players pretty strong on the offside. Trying to play to their strengths. So one is on 24 and the other is on 41 from what I've seen here. It's a pretty good partnership between these two. Both from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Both players did human service for the country as well, and they continue to do that for Windward Islands. It's another dot delivery being bowled here. But Windward Islands will not mind that. They're still in the hunt for 124.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything out of the way. It's all about just getting to that 125. You could see the spirit of the Leeward Island team is down now. Not really moving as you would have seen in the T20 version. Packed throughout that T20 tournament. As soon as they enter the ground, you could have heard them. So that is what gives them that momentum to win that T20 tournament, that women T20 blaze, the energy, the vibes from the Leeward Island team. Not take anything away from them at all. In my estimation, they were the better T20 team. They executed their plans, hence the reason why they are champions of the women T20 blaze. I would also go as far as saying I think they missed out last year because they really played well last year as well. Jamaica getting the better of them and inched their way into the finals against Guyana.
Mackie thumping that down to mid-on. Getting another single. As she continues to assert her authority on these bowlers. As you said before, momentum is critically important in a tournament like this, pretty short. And Leeward Islands did that in the first of a few games that they played in the T20 tournament. And they just went from strength to strength. Unfortunately for the Windwards, they lost a few games. Lovely shot by Glasgow. Backward point, cannot move. It goes into the fence for 4. Lovely shot. She stands and deliver.
Yeah, giving her that bit of room. Yeah, you don't want to do that to a player like her, especially when she has been batting for all eternity. Partnership going nicely. Getting that front leg out the way. Didn't even try to keep it on the ground. It was all power from Glasgow.
116 for 6, Glasgow. Doing human service for Windward here. This time she's lifting it. Passes in the mid-off. It goes into the fence for 4. That brings up 120. She does it in fine style. Oh, what a player she is.
Yeah, another half century in the tournament from Glasgow. Yeah, really excite everyone down here at the Cumberland playing field. She really take this tournament for her own. Second game, a second half century. And how fitting it would be if she can take it home. Just a few runs to get. Just 5 runs to get. A really good going. I'm really happy for her. She score runs here and there throughout that West Indies women T20 blaze. But now is the time for it. Showing a lot of consistency and easily tucked onto the onside for another single.
Well, she raises that bat in salute to the players, also to the spectators who are here. That brings up a half century for her. Well played, well deserved, and oh my, she has given human service to this team and through this tournament. Excellent batting, well done to her. It's another dot delivery win bowl. No, she scampers another single. And you mentioned prior to this, momentum. Leeward's had a good start. Windward's had 2 close games and lost, and they never catch themselves in the T20. They haven't gotten a good start in the T20. Now they have started positively. It's a different Windward's team.
Yeah, completely different. You could see plans being executed now. Yeah, and this is a good shot. Yeah, ball hitting back nicely. A well-timed shot, but straight to a fielder. Windward's looking really good now. A completely different Windward's team in terms of their batting lineup, in terms of executing their plans. But it's a dot to finish things. The score is now 122 for 6. That over of weeks going for 11.
Yeah, Glasgow's on 50. Mackie's on 22 from my vantage point. What I'm seeing, what a pretty good game being played by Windwards here. Scoring 226 in their first game and coming back in the second game against the defending champions, Leeward Islands, and having to chase 124. They're 123 for 6. Pretty strong opponents, but well done to the Windward so far.
Yeah, they started well. St. John started pretty well with Edwards. They lost a few wickets in the middle, but this partnership really put things into perspective for the Windward Islands. Trying to give herself some room. Yeah, hitting it straight to the fielder out there at mid-on, sorry. Hitting it straight to Hector, and she wouldn't drop those. But it was a well-played innings from Mackie ever since she got to the crease. You could have seen a difference in terms of the scoring. Really started to bat nice, and she's a free-flowing scorer. Well done to her. She has to go though, making 22. Windward Islands, it's 122 for 7.
Yeah, she's been congratulated by the team and also the spectators. We really appreciate the effort that she gave, and it was a really good effort by Mackie to bring the score to where it is. Took the pressure off Glasgow and really excelled, and she did a fantastic job for 22. But that's how it is here. The umpires have taken a break, the players have taken a break, and really just another 3 runs to get the Windward Islands here. They are 122 for 7. Mackie has just lost a wicket. 3 more runs to go to claim victory against the Leeward Islands. We'll be back to bring you more coverage in this, the women's 50 overs tournament here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. United Insurance also carried on ESPN sponsored courts, and we'll be back in a few minutes to bring you more coverage here at Cumberland in the final moments of this game.
So we're back here at the Cumberland playing field. Not a lot of runs to go. Coming forward is Tyrell. New batter is Tyrell. She hails from Grenada. Also have connections here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So the Windward Islands team have been doing a fine job from the start of this 50 over tournament here in St. Vincent. Looking like the team to beat. And when I say team to beat, I mean that they are the team that have been maximizing on those bowling points, batting points, and remember, that is what gonna take you to the end of this tournament, becoming the champion. That bonus point system, and they have been doing well.
Yeah, really congratulations to Windwards after coming last really in the T20 tournament to pull themselves together and really put up such lovely performances in these two first games. Kudos to them. 122, 122. Glasgow is not out on 50. She has a new partner, and really congratulations to them to coming back and fighting hard. As I normally say, if you can't dance a yard, you can't dance abroad. They really disappointed in the T20. I think this is one of the best unit I've seen put together for the Windward Islands ladies over the years. Full of potential, full of experience as well. And finally, it has come together.
Yeah, we make mention of the team, and really and truly, the team was well selected. No issues at all with the players that's in this team. There was never a query about any player at all that was selected in this Windward Island team. Yeah, shot into the pitch and punished. Yeah, giving her that bit of weight that she needs. As long as she can access the offside, yeah, she goes hard and into the boundary for 4.
What a way to finish proceedings here at Cumberland. Short outside the off stump. Glasgow at the other end. Punches it over cover. Into the fence for 4. That brings the end of proceedings here. And what a game to win here. Windwards. Excellent performance by them. Led by the skipper, Glasgow, from the front. And really an excellent job by her. Congratulations to the Windward Islands team. Job well done. Unfortunate to the Leeward Islands team. They have lost a second game. And really, I must say, congratulations to Windwards. Well played to Janelle Glasgow. Well played to the other players. And an excellent game between these two. Just to remind you again that we would have cricket on Saturday at the 3 venues again. The Windwards will move to Park Hill. I think the Leeward Islands team will move to Sand Hill. We'll have 3 games, one at Sand Hill, 1 at Park Hill, and also we'll have a game at Sand Hill. So the teams are congratulating each other. A good game by Windward Islands. Excellent cricket. Hard luck to Leewards. 2 in a row. But congratulations to Windwards, 2 in a row as well. Cricket, the game of glorious uncertainties. What can you say? Certain things happen at certain times. So we'll be back here on Saturday to bring you another round of games. I will give you those in a bit. I don't have my phone with me right away, but I will be able to give you those games. You can look on the website as well and see the games that will be played in this tournament. But a really good game for Islands. Pleasure bringing. Well done to cricket.